Hi my friend, my name is Alexander. I used to be a photographer before and now I want to start the video blog, and I want to start with a video about this camera, Smena 8M. This camera came to me from my late grandfather with a bag of old and exposed film. So in that bag I found a black and white and unexposed film, so I decided to take a camera and a black and white film with me to a vacation just to see what would happen. And the experiment turned out quite well. It turned out the film had already been used, and so I ended up with frames of myself at age 5 by the canals and even one photo where I appeared together with a woman who is now my wife. This camera as basic as it gets. There is no way to measure exposure, so you just go by those little cloud and sun icons, and sometimes the film sticks, so the frames overlap, but it's a fun part. Real unpredictable fun, not an AI perfection. Actually, everything that we love about real film is this, so you can just take different pictures. Don't think a lot about all these settings that you have in modern camera usually, and just see what happens till laps and view scans.
Okay, so now I want to make my first picture on this camera. I think I'm gonna start with this beautiful channel. So I want to have this board in my shot, and this building and this beautiful leaves as well.
What I like about Amsterdam is that you can find absolute beauty, but reality can be different. I took a photo of the spot, but to be honest, it's kinda messy around here, and we can see a life hack about smart parking. This is how to park your bike so it won't get stolen. The next shot I wanted to take was of the canal. I stood here for quite a while, but it's a weekday in autumn, so I never got a single boat passing by. I still use a light meter. It's an app called Light Meter. When I had a digital camera before, I used to measure exposure on that, but now I only have my phone, which can roughly estimate the exposure. And honestly, it's about the same cloud settings the makers of this camera would recommend for cloudy weather anyway, but still sometimes I like to check. So I kinda messed up a horizon here, as a viewfinder is just a bit of glass, so you never really see exactly what you're really shooting. What keeps surprising and stopped me here is the lines. There are always queues for some cafes, and this is just the end of it. Here I just really like this building and I want to get a shot of a cyclist passing in front of it. And here I want to pause with a little warning, because it's not about wrong exposure and I didn't move when I shot this picture. It's not like a creative effect, and it's something that I didn't expect happened here. The thing is, the shutter release on this camera sits right under my finger. Every now and then I forget about it and the shutter would actually hit my finger, which is why a few of my shots ended up blurry.
This place is, I think, the most Amsterdamable place for me, because you can have here canals, you can have here bicycles, you can see different interesting things here, and I really enjoy to go to this place and just to chill and relax.
Okay, so in this shot I really want to catch a boat. This is where the canals meet, so there is a better chance of spotting one. In summer it even turns into a full-on traffic jam of boats. What I really love here is the old school marketing. Amsterdam has plenty of buildings from past centuries, and many still have these small symbols showing what used to be inside. And for this particular building, some say it's a midwife once lived here, others claim it used to be a brewery. So the only thing I can say here is just to show how important is the right branding and design, so your clients can actually find you.
I think the most beautiful time to visit this place is actually during the evening, because they also have different lights here as well. So I think it's like really interesting to spend some time just to chill and to relax and to see what's going on here.
Next I decided to head to Amsterdam Oost, Zeeburg, where I used to live and where tourists almost never go. It's a Borneo Island area and real Amsterdam. There is a street here with really cool houses right on the water, modern architecture built on the new artificial islands, and also one of the episodes of Never Too Small was filmed here. I definitely recommend biking here, checking out Flavor Park. It's a nice nature, still within the city, but without all the crowds and tourists. Highly recommend this part of the city.
So now I want to take a picture of a cyclist, but not the usual one, something interesting. And for doing this, I want to go to the specific street where people usually go to home now in the evening.
Wow, this is exactly why I love shooting on this camera, when a random photo suddenly catches an UFO. Over the past few years there's been a real rise in these tiny cars here. Even in the richer neighborhoods you'll see them parked right next to a Porsche. The thing is that they don't need a parking permit in the city center, and sometimes you can park them for free or even right on the edge of the sidewalk. And plus, you know, a bit of that urbanist awareness and quiet luxury.
So I found a nice wall that I want to make a picture of, but I want to also have a person in front of this wall. And I spent, I think, maybe 10 minutes just waiting for any cyclist that will be here on the street.
I really like this seagull. Pretty sure it's got nothing to do with the midwife, so I wanted to catch an interesting shot here. This is the kind of frame I was hoping to get. If I were shooting digital, I probably would nailed it, but here is how it actually turned out on film. So I went against the flow of the cyclist, hoping to spot someone interesting. I really love watching the cyclists here, that's why it's important to walk against their direction. It was getting really dark by then, so I started looking for a place with a bit more light. And I got lucky, for a couple of minutes the sun came out.
So today is a new day, but something that I didn't expect happened here, so we'll see how it will be.
This is the sun finally came out, and that changed everything. Amsterdam suddenly started playing in different colors and the contrast came alive.
Don't get me wrong, I like the sun, something that I missed the first day, but the reason I'm a little bit sad is that because I shot almost half or more than the half of the film. And now this place has different colors, different everything. I think I'll make one more picture here of this first place, just to show you the difference between how it looks during sun and how it looks in the shadow.
Just to be safe, I decided to check the exposure again with the sun out and ISO 200. I'd have to close down the aperture. The creators of this camera clearly didn't expect anyone to still be using it, so they put the aperture control right on the lens. So I adjust the aperture, fine-tune the focus, and mate, what a difference! I wish I'd shot everything in the sun. The contrast came alive and the sky wasn't grey anymore.
I do like the sun. The reason I'm a little bit upset is that I shot more than a half of the film already during cloudy conditions. And for now, for me, it looks like, oh no, I just want to reshoot all this film again with the sun.
This place with sun looks completely different. I found this spot that I want to have a picture of a really interesting building, so we'll see.
I really love this spot, the fish sign, the shop's name and the way the building leans. I wanted to have more layers here and wait for a bike, but it turned out even better. At the very last moment, a guy in a bright orange Dutch football jersey walked into the frame and it became one of the best shots in the whole series. I like the contrast here. And this is also one of my favorite spots, even though it's full of tourists. It's right across from the central station, but I forgot here that the sun had just risen and was shining straight toward to me, so I decided to come back a couple of hours later when the light would hit the buildings instead. That's when I got the blue sky in the background and the perfect high contrast look.
A few moments later.
So it's 3 p.m. now, there is no sun, but I still want to have a picture of these beautiful buildings, and I'll have one more picture and do it now. Third day in Amsterdam. Lucky me, it's cloudy again. Lucky me. And today I'm gonna meet with my friends. I still have 5 shots, I think, in my roll. Maybe will make a picture of them, and this is would be the end of the video. I still have something.
It was my last day and I really wanted to finish the roll. I no longer trusted the film counter and the light kept slipping away and every frame felt like it could be the last. Just few shots left. It was a real challenge to create this video for me, so I would be glad if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe and see you next time.